Man, after reading this verse, this just changes my perspective on how to preach to people. In John 8, there was this woman who was caught in the act of adultery. Now, the scribes and Pharisees brought her out to Jesus and said, "The law of Moses commands that this woman should be stoned for her actions. Now, what do you say we should do, teacher?" Jesus knew they were trying to catch him in a trap so they could figure out a way to prosecute him. But Jesus knows how to bring the light when in the midst of darkness. Now let's continue on. Jesus then replied to them, "He who is without sin among you, let him throw a stone at her first." And one by one, they all started to disappear until it was just her and Jesus left. And Jesus then looked at her and said, "Woman, where are those accusers of yours? Has no one condemned you?" She replied, "No one, Lord." Then Jesus said to her, "Neither do I condemn you. Now go and sin no more." Now, Jesus had every right to condemn her. Being God in flesh, he had the authority to do so. But that wasn't his mission. Jesus came to save the world, not to condemn it. In the Bible, it also tells us that the Father desires no one to be condemned, but for everyone to be saved. So Jesus was on a rescue mission. And this changed my perspective upon how I should approach someone and how others should approach each other. When Jesus was talking to this woman, he did not condemn her. Instead of condemning her, he called her to change. And as a lot of us are guilty of this, including me, we have brought condemnation upon others rather than bringing the love of Christ into the conversation when talking to these people who are far from Christ. And after those conversations, sometimes when we act like that, we make people go further away from Christ. Because you and me, who are supposed to be a reflection of Christ, bring out condemnation upon people, bring people down. That's putting a bad image on Jesus in their head. So they steer further away from Christ. So as reading this verse, it's revealed to me that we need to preach more like Jesus. We need to be more like Jesus, to where we don't preach condemnation. We preach change, a change out of love. Because if you just tell someone to change, but it's not out of love, then you haven't done them any favors. They don't know your core intent. You could tell by just reading this verse alone that Christ loved that woman. He didn't look at her in the face and see, this is an adulterous woman. No, he saw someone that he desired to save. So that's how you need to view everyone else. View them not as someone who is defined by their sin, but view them as someone as Christ is trying to save. And you are the messenger. I pray and hope that this message reached some people who it needed to reach. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you have a blessed day. God bless.